we are up in the Grampians National Park, looking out over the local wine region, where today we'll be heading down to Great Western to visit Best's Wines. I'm Lee, and welcome to the Cellar Door. On this episode of the Cellar Door Australia, we embark on a journey to Western Victoria, just outside the town of Great Western, nestled near the picturesque Grampians National Park. Our destination? Best's Wines. Established in 1866, this historic winery boasts vines planted as early as 1868. What makes Best's Wines truly remarkable is their escape from the devastating phylloxera outbreak in the 1870s, resulting in the preservation of some of the oldest vines in the world. With a focus on Shiraz, Cabernet and Riesling, Best's Wines has garnered numerous awards over their 150-year history. Best's Wines has been under the stewardship of the Thompson family for an impressive 5 generations. In fact, 2020 marked their 100-year ownership, a milestone worth celebrating. To uncover the secrets behind Best's Wines, we're going to meet with Hamish Thompson, a 5th-generation member of the Thompson family. Join us as we delve into the rich history, winemaking philosophy, and the passion that fuels Best's Wines. Get ready to discover the best of the best with Best's Wines on this episode of the Cellar Door Australia. Time to head into the old stables with Hamish, the regional sales manager. Hamish has been involved in his family's winery since early childhood. He suckered vines and cleaned barrels, working in every area of the business. Let's find out more about the Thompson family history. So Hamish, let me get this right. There have only been 2 families that have owned this property, the Bests and yourselves, the Thompsons, correct. And you are 5th generation, is that correct?
We're 5th generation, yeah. So we bought our first winery in the district in 1893. We bought Best's in 1920. We actually see ourselves not as owners, but custodians. So we're just looking after this place for what happens next. We're trying to leave it in a better condition than we found it. The old blocks that we have, they're some of the oldest in the world. We've got varieties here that we don't even know what they are. Things like, we've had DNA testing done just to see what they are or aren't, and some of those have come back with no name, no reference to other material. So that's the sort of thing we've got here. So we look at it as we're one of the oldest continuous Victorian-run wineries. When we were kids, there was 17, 18, 19 wineries in Victoria. After phylloxera and the Depression, everything in the industry here was fairly well decimated. So for us, it's really important to keep that history alive, to keep it going. We just like to do what we do.
Beautiful. All right, come with us. It's time to grab a couple of glasses and to explore the museum. There's just so much history in here. First stop, some photos.
1993, to celebrate our 100th year of actually making wine, we hastily put together some wine off the oldest Shiraz blocks here, and so that was the release of the Thompson family Shiraz. So it was from the 92 vintage that we used, released it in 93 as a celebration.
Very good.
That's Ben and Dad then, Ben and Dad now. So still out in the vineyard doing what to do.
That's great.
Never get Dad out of the vineyard. He knows too much anyway, so
that's it.
And he's always good to talk to. He picks up things that we sort of run over. Ben's brilliant out there as well. He teaches me so much every time I go out. This is out of Henry Best's tool chest.
Oh, wow.
So you've got all these planes, a lot of these are handmade.
Yeah.
Some of them have got his actual initials written on them. You probably can't see that, but they're 2 photos taken probably 150 years apart. We tried, that's the old attic just here that we're about to go into.
Okay.
So that's the front of the old cellar. They used to crush in the attic, so they had their whole team here. A lot of the old photos, they have children, instruments and dogs.
Yeah.
So we've tried to replicate that in the same spot.
Look at you.
with the attic open.
Yep.
Modern horse and cart. The team.
Yep.
I don't think, is there a dog there?
Yeah, there's a dog.
Yeah,
Is it?
that'll be her.
Yeah.
Dog, couple of instruments because the guys play a bit of music. So just trying to replicate what they used to do.
Yep.
Have a bit of fun.
Nice. Okay, now it's time for a more interactive part of the tour.
This is one of the anomalies that's left over from our fortified era. This is a barrel of what's like Lake Boga, heavy Beaumay, Gordo basically. So it's what I call Jarapiga. It's basically boiled grape juice. And it's something that we used to use as a colouring and flavouring addition to our fortifieds. People used to use caramel and brandy for colouring. We could use this because it's a natural product. So let's move on into the old cellar.
Okay. We'll see you back in the cellar after the break. Welcome back to the Cellar Door Australia. We're with Hamish Thompson, who is taking us through the old cellar at Best's Wines.
So this is where we had a look at the pictures before. Just above that door is the attic door up top.
Right.
So they actually had their little crusher up the top,
Yep.
had the presses on this side, open fermenters on that side. They would then pump out to one of the barrels further down here, then they would drain downstairs. So they're always trying to use gravity as much as they can. So one step, and then when it's here, they can just gravity feed it back
Yep.
downstairs. So they're always trying to think about how they move things. Very clever people, because if they didn't think about it, it's all done by hand. It's all by hand pump or by moving it. It's like the vineyard. Why is the vineyard planted on the flat? It's closer to the water table, more water available, closer to the creek. You can get water out of the creek to cart things. So whereas today we just walk up and we press a button and it starts the pump. Well, actually we do it on our phone. Technology's changed. You've got to think back to what they had available to them. How do they do things and why?
Yep.
Very important. So we're just going to have a little quick tasting. I'm going to talk about this one because this is actually probably one of my favourite, and to me, one of our most historic wines.
Okay.
So number 0 has been produced by Best's, to my knowledge, all the way through. We've got labels upstairs which go back to his brother's vineyard in the 1870s. Number 0, before it was a bin number 0, it was claret number 0. Claret being a dry red.
Yep.
Claret's always been produced by English colonies, I suppose you'd call them. Here we've produced number 0. It's a grading system, so 0, 1, 2, 3. We've seen old merchant catalogues where we've had claret, hock, which is a dry white, moselle, sweet white,
Yep.
port, invalid port, and sherry, and still with the grades 1, 2, 3 or 4. For some reason, I haven't seen anybody else use 0 apart from this area.
Yep.
So to me, the use of number 0, when we couldn't use claret anymore, we started using bin number 0. We used to call it Hermitage, which is Shiraz. Well, we used to have our number 0 was things like Hermitage or Hermitage in Malbec, Hermitage in Espart, local terms for different varieties. Malbec here,
Yeah.
although it's a French variety, they found out it was not Malbec. It was actually Dolcetto. So it's not noble French, it's obscure Italian,
Right.
which now people are really looking for.
There you go.
So we're way ahead of the time. Chin chin.
Chin.
So this wine to me represents us historically and now and going forward. So it's one of our wines that we've always had. We're always going to have our top grade, and it's, I like it when it's young. Being here, I mean, this is what we grew up on. We grew up on bin 0,
Right.
this one here, and Riesling.
Do you remember your first glass of wine?
Yes.
Yeah?
It was at the kitchen table for Christmas. It was sparkling white from here.
What age were you?
Would have been younger than 7.
Yeah.
I remember Dad giving it to us.
Yep.
Grandpa also used to give us a little bit of stuff every now and then, but he'd put either lemonade in it or
Right.
something else to break it down.
Yep.
Righto, let's head downstairs and see where it's made.
Sure. Before we get there, another stop on this epic tour. We've struck some gold. Wine gold, that is. Well, this looks like a bit of a treasure trove.
So this is part of the old cellar, also what I call our family library. Basically you can see wines from the 60s, reds and whites, and when you pull them out and you line them up, you say if you pull out Shirazes, you can see the different winemakers, you can see the different periods, you can see the weather, you can see all sorts of things when you do a bit of a lineup. So every now and then we'll pull out a couple of books and have a read, but we never put them back. So
this is our last stop with Hamish on this tour. Don't forget about the family library though. We're going to come back to that a bit later on.
This is the old cellar. So all our wines would come down here. Back in the 70s, things even like the Bin Zero would come down here as well. We'd go through all these large old oak barrels. So a few smaller ones about the place, depending on what you're wanting to do, depending on how many litres you've got, you would fill them up. Oval barrels, people always ask me, why do people make oval barrels versus round barrels? Well, oval barrels, you can fit more in. Think of it as a rectangle.
Yeah.
So why they used to make them different shapes, I don't know. These are more harder to make. They take more skill for the cooper because your angles are different, the bits in the middle are different, whereas the round ones are basically all the same.
Okay.
But down here it's very stable. You can feel down here that it's more, slightly more moist than it is upstairs.
Yep.
You can feel a slight change as you come downstairs. On a hot
Definitely.
day it's even more so. It's almost, because you've got earthen walls, I find it's almost like a natural evaporative cooler.
Yeah.
You get a hot dry day and it just sucks moisture out of the wall,
Yeah.
stabilises the temperature down here, stabilises the moisture, and so it keeps the wines in really good condition. The difference between evaporation down here and upstairs is 50% less down here, at least. And that's just that level.
Yeah. That is just the level above us.
Just the level above us, which is, just there.
Just there.
So these wines, these old barrels here, they don't have any oak flavour left in them.
What life do you get out of a barrel?
These are 150.
Yeah.
So they were built down here, I think if I remember the diary correctly, is 1871 or 72. All right. How did they used to clean them? These days we use a pressure cleaner through a gooseneck. But years ago, if I can get this open,
You used to get in there.
we used to get in there. Now I don't have a problem getting into one of these. So you'd have a tub under here. That's what the hole in the floor is for.
Yep.
You'd have sucked your wine out to there. You found the mud. Mud is lees and so forth, which drops to the bottom of the wine.
Yep.
And you would slowly push your door in and the wine would come out here. You'd have your candle underneath it and you'd slowly push it forward as the wine came out. And once you saw the mud coming out, you would stop it and then you take all the clean wine out. Hey presto, you've got clean wine.
Well, now you know how to get into and clean a 150-year-old wine barrel. Thanks, Hamish. We've learnt so much with Hamish showing us around the museum, but now it's time to say goodbye.
Hamish, thank you so much for showing me around down here.
You're very welcome. How about we head upstairs? I'll introduce you to my brother. He's the manager of the business and also our viticulturist. He looks after the vineyards and he brings in the fruit that makes great wine.
Brilliant, let's do
Okay,
it.
let's head.
So now it's time to meet Ben. Ben is also a fifth-generation Thompson and has worked in the family business for 40 years. Ben is Best's Wine's vineyard manager and is passionate about maintaining Best's historically important vineyard. Let's find out more about these beautiful 150-year-old vines.
Can you tell me a little bit more about why these particular vines are so rare and why they're so special?
This block here, it's about a hectare planted. They were planted in the 1860s and still to this day, we've still got 7 or 8 varieties in here that are still unknown. We don't know what they are. I think they're very important to the Australian wine history. Like I said, there's varieties here that may not be anywhere else in the world. We've never had phylloxera, which is an aphid that attacks the roots. So we've got the original source of some vines. We've actually got some Riesling over here, 8 to 10 vines of Riesling over here, which we had people from Germany come back and take cuttings off them back to Germany because it was still the true clone that left.
Yeah.
The only problem with this block is there was absolutely no plan when they put them in. They just dropped them in the ground, left, right and centre. So you were going along and you'll see a vine like this, which has got very small berries, very tight, different leaf. But look over this side, leaves are much bigger, different colour, different shape. So to know what they are, we've got it all, it's all written down on plan. You walk down and it'll have 10 reds, 4 whites, 28 reds, 1 white, 2 reds, 50 whites. And it's just, I call it a fruit salad block
I love
because it's just everywhere. So when we harvest it, we pick out the whites and then we pick out the reds separately.
Okay.
And-
So yeah, you're still making wine off these vines.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They've never had water on them in their lives. So they're I think they're about 156 years old now. They've never had water on them. This year they look absolutely fantastic. You know, we've had so much moisture. They're growing like stink. You can see this one here just hasn't set very well. So it's obviously a different variety to the one we're looking back there. You look over here, completely different coloured leaves. The plan is, for the future, what I would like to do is do another replanting of this.
Okay.
because I think it's quite important to the Australian wine industry. Maybe not so much now, but when it's gone, people go, oh, well,
That's it.
you know,
Yeah.
we've lost
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
we've lost that, we've lost this, we've lost
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there was no plan when it was put together. They just, I reckon what actually happened when they got the cuttings, the string broke and it all fell on the ground together. So they just picked them all up
And
just shoved them in the ground.
yeah, right.
It's lucky because 20 or 30 years ago, I probably would have ripped it out, but being a bit
Glad you
older and
didn't.
mature now and
Very good.
all that sort of stuff, you can see another different vine here.
Yeah.
Very long canes, tall.
Do you have a favourite one yourself, Ben? Or
One that I like to drink
yes.
out of all our stuff.
Oh yeah, go on.
I'd have to say, with my heart,
Yes.
I love Shiraz, but Meunier is really special to me. It was one of my dad's first wines he's made.
Yeah.
And we were probably one of the first companies in Australia to make a straight table wine as Pinot Meunier.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been very fortunate to be able to drink 20, 30 and 40 and 50-year-old Pinot Meuniers.
Yeah.
To me, I think they're very, very special wines.
Yeah.
And there's not many of them made either,
Okay.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think the Australian wine industry is a big industry.
Yeah.
But really we're quite small compared to when you look at what other countries are doing.
Yeah.
You look what America does, France does and all that. We're probably only this much of this much, but I think Australian wines generally across the board really punch above their weight. I think we're pretty, I think we do it right and we do it, you
Yeah.
know, smart and,
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff.
I think you do it very
Oh,
right. My
there's a-
goodness, what is that?
There's a bottle of wine growing out of the ground. Bloody hell, I just found a bottle of wine. This is actually what we make out of the white grapes from here, Congadilla Blanc.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's two
Look at
glasses.
that. I'll hold that for you if you like.
God. It's amazing what you can get to grow out of the ground.
I'll swap it back. There we go. Here you go.
No, I'm an expert.
All right. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Ben.
You don't have to spit it out if you don't want to.
I don't think I will, if that's all right.
It's fine by me. It is lunchtime. Working lunch.
It's airport rules. It's after 5 somewhere.
I haven't heard that one for a while. This wine, I don't know whether people have done it before, but if you have a wine dinner or you have a group of people and you want to talk about wines or do a guessing game, you have a game of options. And what the option quite often is, you ask the person, like, is it red or, everyone stands up, is it red or white? Everyone goes, oh, it's white. So it gets that. What variety is it? And everyone goes, oh, blah, 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 it's this. Well, we don't even know what's in it ourselves. So if everyone stays standing up, they're all wrong because we don't actually know what's, we don't actually know what's in here either. So you can see a lot of people sitting there going, oh, well, it's this and that and that. Well, mate, it's got about 35 different varieties in it.
That's it. So there's a bit of something for
A bit of everything anyway.
Yeah.
So if you like Riesling, there's a bit of Riesling in
into
there.
that.
If you like anything else, Chenin, there's a bit of Chenin in there. There's a bit of everything. So it's an interesting wine, especially when you know the history of it, and for it to come out like it's pretty
so nice.
good.
So this is your fruit salad.
Yeah, this is fruit
This
salad.
is a fruit
yeah.
salad.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime.
Congadilla Blanc sure is a delicious drop, but now it's time to leave Ben to his vines.
All right, Ben, thank you so much for chatting to me out here. This
No
is
drama.
stunning. Who have you got for me to meet next?
You're going to meet Jacob. He's our winemaker there. He'll take you through a few wines and do a bit of a tasting and all that sort of stuff.
All right, then. Thanks, Ben. Cheers.
No worries. Thanks for coming.
No worries.
We'll see you for a wine tasting after the break.
Whilst filming the Cellar Australia in the Pyrenees, our crew chose to stay at the Avoca Cottages. Nestled amongst nature in the heart of the Pyrenees wine region, the Avoca Cottages offer a quiet, relaxing getaway. Visit one of the many nearby wineries well known for producing quality reds. The cottages overlook a picturesque countryside view of River Red Gums and the local golf course, only 2 hours drive from Melbourne. To book your stay at the Avoca Cottages, visit avocacottages.com.au.
Welcome back. We're here at Best's Great Western and it is time for some wine tasting with winemaker Jacob. Jacob has been part of the team since 2021 and is well acquainted with all the wines.
So, Jacob, here we are in the original cellar. You're one of the fabulous winemakers here. Now, I know this is classically a Shiraz region, but you have some fabulous new wines for us to taste?
Yeah, we absolutely do. So on our left, we've got our 2020 Food to Ferment Riesling, and then we've got our 2021 Nursery Block Red, and then 2021 Pinot Meunier. So obviously we're a Shiraz region traditionally, but we are kind of going out of tradition and trying some things with some different styles and different varieties.
Branching out a bit.
Yeah,
Very good. Okay.
and let's do it.
Yeah. What varieties are we using in this wine? What
So the
do I
variety,
expect to taste?
yeah, so the variety here is Riesling, and what we've done is we've done something a little bit untraditional again.
Okay.
We've kind of started aging it in oak and trying a few other things just to bring a little bit of texture, but we're still keeping that traditional Riesling-esque kind of flavour. So lots of lemons, limes, a little bit of apple skin and things like that. But because of the oak, you kind of get a little bit more texture. And a white you can, that really covers the mouth kind of thing.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, no.
Lovely.
So with this wine, you get a lot of that white blossom, more apricot blossom. You get a lot of lemons, limes. I like to use the word solo as well, but very similar to that. And on the palate as well, you kind of get a lot of that citrus coming through. But you get a little bit of that Granny Smith apple, kind of stone fruits come through as well. Good mid palate, lots of acidity to keep it nice and fresh and crunchy, easy drinking.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit of that texture from the oak to really kind of fill out the mouth as well.
That's gorgeous. Really nice. All right, Jacob, so moving on. This is a nursery block.
Yeah, so a
Yeah.
2021 Nursery Block dry red wine.
Right, and this is from that beautiful patch of original vines.
That's correct, and it's a big list of different varieties,
Yeah.
ranging from Pinots all the way to Cabernets and
Yeah.
things like that. So it's a little bit of an oddball.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do we expect with this wine?
When you're kind of making field blends, it's kind of hard to say what you're going to
Yeah.
expect because there's so many different varieties. I think in one way that's its beauty, that you don't know what to expect and everyone's a little bit different. The best way to do it is just try and find out, I suppose.
I suppose we're better.
So as you can kind of see, it's slightly darker in colour, but it's still kind of that really lovely ruby, which you would expect. And then on the nose, there's lots of really lush red fruits, red plum, red cherry, all that kind of thing, but it doesn't really pigeonhole itself into being one different variety. It's very kind of interesting and unique. And then similar, really fleshy red fruits, that kind of plum, cherry,
Yeah.
a little bit of a sour cherry thing going
Yep.
on there as well, a little bit of raspberry.
It's lovely and dry.
Yeah, nice, good creaminess in the mid palate as well.
Yeah.
We do age it in old oak just to kind of build that little bit of complexity.
Yeah.
It's still really fresh, easy drinking, light red field blend, which is exactly what we're aiming to do here.
Nursery block.
Nursery
Love
block.
What a spectacular drop of wine. It has got me curious though. With so many varieties in one spot, how do they go about bringing it all together?
Yeah, look, it's a little bit difficult. There's only really one picking date for it all, and there's some that ripen earlier, some that ripen later, and you've got to go through every day and just try and pick that single day that you think it's all going to really work together well, because you can't go back
Throw
and
it in.
re-pick it because it's all got to go in at the same time. So yeah, it's a little bit of a difficult challenge, and probably try and make it work, and so far so good.
So far, so good. And talk to me about the dry aspect. How do you get a dry red?
Yeah, so I guess with the dry red, it just kind of means that you're completing fermentation to its entirety. So that means that any of the sugar that may have been there is being fully consumed by the yeast, and it's a completely dry wine. So some people like to leave a little bit of residual sugar just to give it a touch of sweetness, and that could just be like 1 or 2 grams.
Yeah.
Well, we really want to go on the dry side of things.
Yeah. Okay, Jacob, so moving on, the third wine we are trying.
Is 2021 Old Vine Pinot Meunier. So this is made from a couple of the original plantings, some of the oldest in the world. And
That's incredible.
yeah, it is fantastic. It's very incredible. And I guess because of the age of the vines, over time they've learnt to kind of figure out their own crops and flavours, and yeah, it's a really well balanced, structured wine, and that just kind of happens with vines as they get a little bit older. They can kind of regulate their crop loads and things, and we don't have to do that. So it's a fantastic wine to make.
Alrighty, and talk to me about these flavours because I don't know it at all.
Yeah, so I guess with Pinot Meunier, it's very similar to Pinot Noir. You're probably going to get a few more citrus notes,
Okay.
and slightly higher acidity with Pinot Meunier as well. So if you had to compare the two, they're kind of like brother and sister siblings. So yeah, comparatively to, say, the dry red wine that we tasted a little bit earlier, you can see this is a little bit more lighter on style, but still that kind of really ruby, garnety kind of red as well, which makes it look quite delicious, really.
Yes.
And then on the nose, really uplifted flavours. What we try and do is with this one is we leave some of the bunches in while we ferment it, and it kind of gives it this really uplifted, blue, fruity, I kind of almost think confectionery cherry cola kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
But lots of sour cherry, strawberries and things like that on the nose as well. And then similar on the palate as well, you know, you get that crust strawberry, you get a little bit of that raspberry, you get a little bit of that bunchiness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit.
that is divine.
Yeah, absolutely. And we let it go through secondary ferment, gives it a little bit more creaminess and broadness in the palate. Aged in French
Talk me through
oak as
the
well.
secondary ferment.
So it's what's called malolactic fermentation. So it's turning malic acid into lactic acid, which makes it a little bit more of an approachable wine.
Okay.
So that malic acid is very pokey, which you know you see a lot in that Riesling.
Yeah.
And then a lot of your reds, we try and convert that into lactic to make it a much more approachable wine.
So Jacob, this is the wine that is close to everybody's heart here at Best's.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why that is?
Well, I guess, as I said, that's from some of the original plantings here, but we're also probably the pioneers of Pinot Meunier in Australia. So Pinot Meunier is usually used in sparkling. Not many people around Australia tend to use it as straight table wine. I think that's why it holds such a special heart in the wine landscape and for the family as well.
Please educate me, because this is a new variety to me that I do not know.
Yeah.
Layman's terms, can you give us what this wine is?
Yeah, so originally it's one of the big three, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier.
Okay.
And Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier are in very similar kind of family, brother and sister almost, share a lot of the similar primary fruit characters, except for this wine it's a little bit more citrusy. I get a lot of blood orange in some of these as well. And then just a little bit more acidic and less tannin, which makes it just a little bit more of an approachable wine early on in its life. Traditionally around Australia, no one's kind of made a table wine out of it. It's always a sparkling base. Best is one of the first and most well recognised for Pinot Meunier in the country, in my opinion.
So Jacob, if I had this bottle of wine, would I sit on it for a while? Is it one I should drink now, or could I keep it for a while?
Look, it's a little bit of both.
Yep.
It's really drinkable right now, but let me tell you, I've pulled out quite a few from the underground cellar that are even 60 years old and still tasting very fresh. So if you have a little bit of self-control, I would age it for happily another 20 years and it's still going to taste very fresh.
Yeah, and why this particular wine? Why does it age so well?
Well, I guess it's just because it's got a little bit more acid, and that enables the wine to keep it a little bit more fresh and vibrant for a longer period of time, and that way you can still open it and still enjoy it 20 years down the track.
Jacob, thank you so much for having us here. You have been so knowledgeable. This has been great, and all the best.
No worries. Cheers.
Well, what a day we've had. The long history here is truly inspiring and a real tribute to the Thompson family who have kept it going all these years. From the classic Bin Zero to the completely unknown vines of Conca Blanc, Best's have really outdone themselves today. Before we go though, we're in for a bit of a treat. We didn't want to head off without trying some of the wine from the old Thompson library. We've had the best day at Best's Wines, and they have found me, down in the family cellar, an 83 Riesling to try. Great year. So until next time, cheers, and we'll see you soon.